This is how to not gain 10 pounds during the holiday season. I grab my plate and I first look at what are my protein options. Whether it be shrimp cocktail, steak, chicken, turkey, I grab that first, and then around my plate, I'll do some mashed potatoes, mac and cheese, green bean casserole, but I'll do that like sparingly. I'll eat my protein first so I'm satiated, I'm getting full, and then I'll enjoy the rest. But it's actually really easy to hit your protein goal on Christmas and these holidays because chances are there's a lot of meat options. So use that to your advantage. No excuses on not hitting your protein goal, and still enjoy. Don't be too hard on yourself. This is what I do every holiday.
Welcome back to the channel. The holiday season is just around the corner, and while we all love festive treats and gatherings, it can be a slippery slope to weight gain. But don't worry, today we're sharing some simple tips to enjoy the holidays while keeping those extra pounds at bay.
There's a study that showed that 50% of the weight that is gained throughout the entire year for most people is gained from just November to January. Here's a couple tips that I've used not only for myself but with my clients that makes me feel like I'm walking into January a couple steps ahead rather than behind. Number one is to keep your water intake high. I like to aim for about a gallon a day, especially on the days where I'm having more sodium. I'm not going to be as inflamed. I'm not going to eat as much food. A really common mistake is to go into a meal absolutely ravenous because you tried to save all of your calories for the day, but that just leads to you way overdoing it. So make sure that you have high protein, high fiber meals going into whatever the big meal is. Whether you're going out to eat or you are just building your plate, always start with your protein and your vegetables first because this is going to fill you up. And especially if you're not going to be as consistent with workouts, we need all the protein we can get to retain as much muscle as possible. Remember that when it comes to your workouts, any movement is better than no movement at all. Even if you can't get into the gym for your typical hour-long session, go into the garage, do like a 20-minute circuit just to get your heart rate up, get the endorphins flowing. This also helps you to just keep into a routine and keep into a workout groove. Next tip is to walk after your meals. This not only helps to reduce the crazy blood sugar spike after a really large calorie dense meal, but it also helps with your digestion. Make a little family trip out of it, grab somebody who you need to catch up with and go for a little stroll. If you're gonna be drinking alcohol, with every alcoholic beverage that you have a cup of water with it. The eggnog, thick chocolate martini drinks are so calorie dense. Doesn't mean that you can't have any, it's just be mindful. Lastly, do not punish yourself with extra exercise. Just get back to your normal routine the next day. Don't weigh yourself. There's no need to. The scale is gonna be up. It's totally normal. And just enjoy the meal. Enjoy your company. It's gonna be okay.
A lot of ladies will come to me and tell me they struggle with gaining weight for the holidays. So what you can do, 3 tips to not gain weight, is to create a realistic step count goal, number 1, so that you are constantly moving daily. And number 2, know how many calories you are eating. If you don't know how many calories you're eating, it is crucial and important on your weight loss journey. And number 3, being consistent on a regimen, whether that is working out at home, whether that's working out at the gym, but being on a routine.
Here's exactly how you're gonna eat so you don't gain weight during holidays. When there's a lot of food in front of you and everybody's eating and enjoying, don't go for the healthiest thing. Just for the holidays, forget about healthy and unhealthy food. It's just food. When you really want to eat that piece of cake, but you go for a gluten-free, sugar-free, butter-free, calorie-free cookie, you will eat 5 of those cookies and then you will still end up eating that cake. Because you're lying to yourself. You're not satisfying your craving. It took me 8 years to realize that instead of eating healthy food, you can just eat the food that you want. I promise you, when you eat that piece of cake or that pasta or that salad that has mayonnaise in it, you'll be so much happier. Don't starve yourself. Nourish yourself. Don't be an enemy. Become your best friend.
I hate to break it to you, bestie, but if you want to maintain all of your weight loss progress or not let the holidays ruin everything, you're gonna have to be disciplined. Okay, literally, I hope y'all know I'm kidding at this point, because if y'all think that would come out of my mouth, you're tripping. This has got to be one of the main questions that all of my clients are asking me right now, because they're so freaked out that the weeks of hard work that they've put in so far in their program is going to be wiped away by a few days whenever they're eating whatever they want at Thanksgiving and Christmas. Now, I'm not going to sit here and tell you that caring and being intentional about what you eat and having healthy, mindful habits on the holidays is bad or disordered or unhealthy mentally. No, and that's because caring about what you put in your body and eating intuitively in a way where you feel satisfied is a good tool to be practicing at every single point in your life. Where people go wrong on the holidays and get to January 1st setting all these New Year's resolutions with all these high expectations of working out endlessly and eating nothing comes from looking at the holidays as a season instead of a handful of special days across winter. So the question of is the holidays or eating what I want during the holidays going to ruin my progress comes down to a couple of things. If you're someone who uses the holidays as an excuse to completely go off plan at every expense that you get during the winter of November, December, and January, then yeah, your results are going to be defined by that, because when we think about it, your results are quite literally what happens as the payoff of your habits. So if your habits during the holidays consist of eating in a caloric surplus every single chance you get whenever your coworkers bring Christmas treats into the office, or having to build every single holiday experience around food, or not being willing to make the tiniest of sacrifices that are goal oriented so that the majority of your actions look like steps that are taking you in the right direction, then yes, those habits are most likely going to keep you stagnant and they're going to keep you where you are. But if those are the things that you're doing on a handful of days that we consider special days during the holidays, like Thanksgiving, Christmas, New Year's Eve, then 3 months of healthy habits are not going to be defined by that slim of a ratio of actions that aren't goal oriented. If you're working and you sign a big deal with the client or you get a big promotion, you might celebrate with a day off, right? And you're not going to shame yourself during that day off and say, oh, this is taking away my promotion if I take a single break to celebrate. But you're also not going to stop going to work and call in every day for the next 3 months just because you got a promotion either. You're going to give yourself a small amount of time for reward, celebration, rest, and experience. But that time is not going to outdo the time that you're striving towards your goals in comparison. But if it does, then you can't be mad whenever you're not taking steps forward.
I used to be a bodybuilder and a personal trainer, and the holiday time of year is always so stressful for people because they think they're going to gain a lot of weight. So I'm here to tell you 5 ways you can keep off the holiday weight. Okay, for the first one, stay moving. So a lot of gyms are open on the holidays. Go for a walk, go to the gym in the morning before all your holiday things start. If you don't want to go to the gym, my husband and I started a tradition after we eat our holiday meal that we will go for a walk as a family, and now that we have a little one, it's even easier. Also easy to do if you have a dog. When you move after a big meal, it actually aids in your digestion. 2, increase your protein all throughout the next 2 months, but specifically at mealtime. For an easy visual, get 1 to 2 palms worth of protein at every meal. I would shoot for 2 at your Thanksgiving meal or your Christmas meal. If there's like a lot of snacks around, make sure you get that protein first thing in the morning and then again in the evening. I would even go up to 4 times a day of protein servings. The reason for this is the hardest for your body to burn off, so you burn calories when you eat protein, 1, and 2, it's actually really filling, so it's great for you, helps you build muscle. Speaking to building muscle, use the calorie surplus over the next 2 months to reach whatever goal it is that you have in mind. This is number 3. If you want to get bigger glutes, make a bunch of really heavy, hard glute workouts over the next 2 months, your focus. That way those calories will be used and shot towards your glutes. You want to get stronger? Awesome. Lift heavier, train harder in the gym, run farther, whatever it is that you want to do, use this fuel right now to fuel your workouts. Number 4, I am all for advocating for enjoying your favorite foods, absolutely, but don't eat them every single day. Designate like a period of time, like if Thanksgiving's coming up this weekend. Thursday to Saturday are going to be my days for enjoying all the foods that are around the house, and then we're going to be done. Like leftovers will be gone and we're going to start fresh and eat normal again. I am not going to cook a bunch more treats and cookies and all of those things until Christmas. If I really feel called to, I will try to find a healthy alternative to that thing that I love, and that's what I would suggest if this is a big deal to you. That way it's still in your life and you're not feeling super deprived of it, but you're not also binging on it either. 5, drink as much water as you can. Water helps you feel more full, but also when you're eating more, especially sodium and sugar-packed foods, you're going to probably feel more dehydrated. And if you're traveling, it's an even better thing to drink a lot of water. Lastly, don't worry about it too much. Water retention can change your scale by like 8 pounds. Your stress and your hormones can also change daily. These things all will affect your weight that show up on the scale every day. So if you're a person that weighs yourself every day, I would actually wait until like 2 weeks after the holidays, because you're probably going to level out and be just fine. The only people who would be like super concerned about that are literal bodybuilders who are dialing in for a competition or something like that. So enjoy the holidays. I hope those tips helped.
Okay, if you want to not gain 10 pounds during the holidays this year, here's exactly what you should be doing from a fat loss dietitian. First thing, we know that we're consuming additional calories during the holiday season with the holiday parties, the fun foods, whatever. So what you're gonna do is do things that increase your metabolism. So then you're burning more calories throughout the day, and then you're giving yourself a little bit additional calorie cushion to consume those additional calories without gaining weight. One of the biggest ways to do this is by increasing your protein, because protein is the most difficult macronutrient for our body to digest. So literally for every 100 calories of protein that you're consuming, 30 of those calories go towards just digesting that protein. Genuinely let that sink in. So that means if you are consuming a higher protein diet, your body is having to work harder to digest that protein, and that is going to increase your metabolism by a pretty significant amount. So any like non-holiday meals, make those super high in protein, and this is also a pretty good time to take advantage of some protein supplements. Second most impactful thing you can do to increase your metabolism is taking advantage of the most flexible part of your metabolism, which is NEAT. This stands for non-exercise activity thermogenesis, which is all the activity you do in a day that isn't dedicated exercise. So essentially, by just trying to live a little bit more active lifestyle, doing things like parking farther away, taking the stairs, stuff like that, you can increase your calorie burn by an additional 1, 2, 3, 400 calories a day without really altering your lifestyle. Second thing, if you're someone who is out of control around holiday foods normally, you should be taking advantage of the doorway effect. You know, like whenever you're walking around your house getting things done, you walk into another room and you're like, what the heck was I just doing? That is a psychological phenomenon called the doorway effect. That is essentially whenever we cross through a threshold, our brain goes through a little mini reset. We can use this to our advantage whenever we're feeling out of control around food. So if you're sitting there, your food is in front of you, and you're just feeling the urge to eat it, even though you know you're not hungry, you're already full, what you can do is get up and run to the restroom for a second, take a couple deep breaths, come back, and it's just a little mini reset for your brain. I guarantee you some of that pressure is gonna come off, and it's gonna be easier to follow your body's cues and say no. Also, I feel like the majority of holiday weight gain comes from whenever you're turning Thanksgiving into Thanksgiving week or Thanksgiving month. It's so easy, I feel like with Thanksgiving especially, to fall prey to that all or nothing mentality of like, well, you know, I've already ruined it. I might as well just start back fresh Monday and kind of do whatever I want for the entire weekend. But like, that's how you gain 10 pounds. One indulgent meal is fine, but 3 meals a day for 4 days, that can make a difference. If you have a history of holidays being very stressful because you always feel out of control around food, you always feel gross and gain weight and start January having so much more work to do than when you started, then this is your year to stop that cycle.
First step, stay mindful of your portions. Enjoy your favorite dishes, but remember, moderation is key. Try filling your plate with more veggies and lean proteins. And don't forget to keep moving. A quick walk after meals can make a big difference. Lastly, hydrate. Sometimes we confuse thirst with hunger. Keep a water bottle handy and sip throughout the day.
If you're in a weight loss phase this holiday season, here are some do's and don'ts to keep in mind. Number 1, most importantly, do not starve yourself. Previous to my 50-pound weight loss journey, I used to literally starve myself for events. And guess what? It just led to me overeating. I promise you, you are 99.999% more likely to overeat if you don't eat leading up to the event. Because you know what's gonna happen? You're gonna get to this event so stinking hungry, you wanna chew off Uncle Johnny's arm, and you're gonna overeat. And then you're gonna eat some more. And you're gonna eat some more. Before your hunger cues can tell you, girlfriend, I'm not hungry. Please do not starve yourself. It is not a sustainable strategy. Instead, modify your breakfast, modify your lunch to be lower calorie and higher protein so that you've set yourself up going into these holiday dinners, not literally being starving. Number 2, do not pick. As a previous chronic picker, this one was extremely hard for me. Instead of just looking around the table, picking all day, grab yourself a plate and make yourself a meal. You make yourself a plate, you are more likely to be able to tap into your hunger cues before taking the next bite. Like, am I actually still hungry? To mention, you're able to see the plate and see the balanced meal that you have. Yes, I got some veggies, some fruit, I got some sweet treats. Having a balanced meal here. And do not convince yourself that you're never gonna get these foods again. Overeat and push past every hunger cue. I promise you can have them again. Pushing past those hunger cues are never worth it. Do modify your goals, okay? Modification is going to be key in a weight loss phase this holiday season. Instead of expecting yourself to hit your standard goals, modify those goals so that they're more realistic during this time. For example, if you have an 8,000 to 10,000 step goal every single day, and you know the 24th and the 25th, it is going to be very unlikely that you hit that goal. Instead of neglecting your steps entirely, or instead of feeling guilty for not hitting those steps, create a new goal. Maybe you go on a family walk for 20 minutes, or maybe you wake up in the morning and you do a 10-minute stretching routine. Whatever that modification is, make sure it is a SMART goal and it's going to be realistic for you during this holiday season. Do mix in a water. If you are consuming alcohol this holiday season, implement a rule that you've got to mix yourself in a little water every other alcohol beverage. Not only is this going to keep you hydrated, and it's also going to slow down the flow of alcoholic beverages. Honestly, most importantly, enjoy yourself. And if that means for you taking the entire day or 2 days off tracking completely, let this be your sign to give you permission to do so. This might be shocking as a fitness coach and as someone who's went through a 50-pound weight loss journey to hear me say that. I truly mean it. Your weight loss is not going anywhere. Your progress is not going anywhere. 1 day, 2 days is not going to make you gain back all that progress that you've saw. A big part of life is being able to live. If you need to give yourself these 2 days, take off and just enjoy being present without the noise of having to track or progress or weight loss, do that. There is so much more to life than weight loss and your fitness goals. And although they are super important, they do not define you. Whatever strategy you choose to do, whether it be modification or just taking time off, I'm cheering for you. You got this, and happy holidays.
As the holidays are approaching, you don't want to get fat. You don't want to ruin all your hard work that you did over the summer to achieve the body you have right now. Everybody seems to gain weight over the holidays, so I want to give you a few tips on how to not gain weight and go back to square one. The first tip is weigh yourself every day. I weigh myself every morning just to make sure I'm on track and that I'm not gaining weight and it's not creeping on. If you go for weeks without weighing yourself, the weight is going to slowly but gradually creep on. And then when you get on the scale 3 weeks or a month later and it says like 5 or 10 pounds heavier, it's going to be that much harder to check yourself and lose that weight. But if you get it on your scale every morning or every other morning, whatever you want, and you see it go up a couple pounds, then you know, okay, I have to like nip it in the bud now before it gets too out of control and becomes too hard to lose. You also need to be mindful of what you're eating throughout the day. Picking here and picking there all adds up. For instance, I never add creamer to my coffee in the morning. I always just add like a splash of whole milk. But I saw all of the like new Christmas holiday flavors in the creamers. So I bought one. It was the sugar cookie creamer. And so I've been adding that into my coffee in the morning. And I'm going to catch myself and just not buy it anymore because that has a bunch of preservatives, additives, all this shit that's not good for you. And it's very calorically dense. Like, unless you measure it out, nobody's measuring it out. You're just pouring it in there, hoping for the best. And then you get used to that like sweet coffee in the morning, which I'm getting used to now. And I don't want to get used to it. I want to just have regular coffee in the morning and eliminate as much sugar and calories as I can. And now that the weather is getting colder, don't be wearing stretch pants, leggings, sweatpants regularly. Like, you need to wear jeans or like a fitted tailored pant at least a few times a week. Otherwise, you're not going to realize that you're gaining weight. I learned that in college, actually, from like some girl. She was like, my mom told me to not live in leggings because you never know when you're going to gain weight. And I always remembered that saying. So wear jeans, wear tailored pants a couple times a week at least, so you know you're not gaining weight. People tend to bake a lot during the holidays, obviously. If you can't control yourself, don't even have one bite of it. This is what I do. Like, if I have one bite of something, it depends on what it is. If I know I'm not going to be able to just have a couple bites, I don't have it up at all, because what's the point? So if somebody is baking something and you know you love it and you know you can't have just a couple bites and stop, just eliminate it. Don't have it at all. If you're a drinker, alcohol, people tend to drink a lot more during the holidays, and those drinks add up. Calories and alcohol, people tend to forget, is very high in most cases, especially if you're getting like these espresso martinis or drinking a lot of wine. That stuff is very sugary and high in calories. And then after you drink it, you're typically going to get the munchies and want to eat. So try to eliminate alcohol if you can, or just cut back and not overindulge. This one should go without saying. Delete DoorDash, delete Uber Eats, delete all those food apps and make your food from home. When I cook my own food from home, I know exactly how much oil's in it. I know exactly how much butter, salt. I know all the ingredients and how much I'm adding. When you order out, you don't know how much butter, oil, even if you're ordering vegetables or a stir fry or something like fish that you think is healthy. Restaurants add so much butter and salt to the food in order for it to taste better. And it does. And then you get addicted to it. Make it at home. It'll make you want to eat it more because you put in, the effort into making the food, and you'll appreciate it so much more. This is one I just started doing, but buy a tape measure. One of those like tape measures that you can measure like around your stomach or your thighs or whatever, because a lot of times the scale may creep up a little bit, but that could just be muscle. It could be water weight. It could be hormones. It could be any of those things. But if you invest in getting a little tape measure and you measure your waist, and that will really keep you on track. So for me, I don't want to go over 27 inches. A 27-inch waist or under is what I prefer. So if I go over that, I know I'm gaining weight. So that's another thing to keep you in check. And it's not unhealthy to do. Don't let anybody tell you that's unhealthy. It's not. You're taking care of your body and you want to keep it healthy. That's all you're doing. And the last one, if you're a mom, I know this can happen a lot. I catch myself doing it at times too, but don't be nibbling off your kid's plate or their snacks or stuff like that, because that all adds up too. And you don't really think of it in the moment, but nibbling here and nibbling off their plate or finishing what they don't eat on top of what you're already eating will add unnecessary calories and will make your weight creep up. So that's just my little PSA to anybody who's trying to keep their summer body and not gain weight this winter, because I know it's really hard during the holidays to maintain your weight.
Thanks for tuning in. Remember, the holidays are about joy, not just food. With these tips, you can celebrate and stay on track. If you found this helpful, hit that like button, subscribe for more healthy living tips, and share your favorite holiday workout in the comments below. Let's make this season a healthy one together.